100% straight up with you. They know that they could have shown up better in your relationship 100%. Like they're very well aware that they could have shown up better for you, right? You were stressed, you were not feeling so well because you were exhausted with the fact that you wanted to make things work or you wanted things to work. But because they didn't have that level of understanding, it genuinely felt suffocating, they ran. And now they're coming to those realizations of, I could have shown up better because this person was genuinely willing to put up with me the way that other people aren't doing so. Or this person was genuinely able to see through me the way other people don't. Right? So I definitely want you to acknowledge that this should serve you more as a lesson, but for them, it serves them more as something to remember. Okay? Let's dive in, cabrones. I feel like it's all about understanding your partner, right? And that was one thing that they failed miserably to do. If you guys don't know who I am, my name is Noe. I'm El Vaquero, and thank you so much for choosing to be here with me. It definitely means a lot. But the energy that I'm currently picking up as of this moment is the energy of understanding. Maybe you felt extremely understood by them, or maybe you felt extremely not understood by them, right? And the thing about it is that there was this certain avoidance from them, but there was also this certain irritation from you. Like you would be upset, you would be mad of the shit that they would do, and that's where you guys mentally clash. That's where you guys had like a really hard time trying to understand each other. And that's honestly the energy that I'm picking up as of this moment. So if this reading found you, it found you for a reason. Let's specifically tap into your energy, into your partner's energy, and let's see what the cards have to tell you regarding your situation between you and your partner, okay? As of now, I ask you, please let me into the energy of my collective. Please let me into the energy of my collective. Please let me into the energy of my collective. Please let me into the energy of my collective. And I personally would like to know exactly how is my collective currently feeling about their individual. How is my collective currently feeling about their individual? Two of Swords reverse. Exactly. Frustration. That's so fucking funny. Frustration, right? And we have the Knight of Wands reverse right here, which sometimes signifies frustrations towards things that you want to create or things that you want to do. When we view it from a relationship standpoint, exhaustion, frustration, or no longer having the motivation to go after something the way that we personally once did, right? The Six of Wands reverse signifies not being recognized for your achievements, something that does not feel successful, something that does not feel good. And the Two of Swords reverse finally dropping something that personally doesn't feel like it's good for us. So I don't doubt that you lately have been in this energy of, you know what, I have to detach, I have to let go, I have to remove myself from this energy because personally it might just not be beneficial for me any longer. Right? But there's also this underlying energy of like, we could have done more. We could have made this work. This could have been better for the both of us. This genuinely could have been good for us if we were just in the same page. Right? I don't doubt that you have gone through some sort of emotional, mental growth after this is finished or after this has completely gone to the, has completely ended. But the problem here is that one of the main questions you have is you would like to know whether you were enough for them, or you would like to know whether you were good enough for them, or whether they would ever recognize what they did wrong in this situation. And that's exactly what we're going to personally figure out. That's exactly what we're going to see regarding how things are playing out, regarding how things are going. But the Six of Wands being shown right here in reverse and the Knight of Wands reverse, a lot of frustration because you don't recognize what I was going to do for you, or were you just not recognizing for what I was trying to put in your plate at the moment that we were together. But as long as you move forward, as you're moving forward, you realize, you know what, frustration has to go. I cannot keep holding on to this. I have to move forward, and I'm going to move forward, right? And that is the underlying energy that's actually coming out. That is the underlying energy that's actually being pushed out from you, right? But now let's take a look at the energy of your person. Where is this person? Where's my collective's person currently at? Where's my collective's person currently at? Hierophant. One, or depending on what card we get next, this is a good card or a shadow card. But right now, the Hierophant is all about structure, image, the way that something looks. So I don't doubt that this person is also like, they could be heavily religious. Heavily religious. If they're not heavily religious, they do care about image. They do care about themselves. They do care about how people naturally perceive them, right? But it depends if it's a shadow card or a positive card with the next card that we get. Lovers. The Hierophant, the Lovers. These fuckers knew that you were a long-term choice. These fuckers knew that you were a long-term choice. The real question is, are they able to sustain a long-term choice like you? That's what we kind of truly have to acknowledge, right? But the Hierophant and the Lovers, that suggests a long-term choice. Like something that could be long-term. That's they're also focusing on themselves. I'm not gonna say they're focusing on you. Like the way that they're focused on you, the way that you're focused on yourself, and the way that you're focused on moving forward, they're also focused on their own path, right? But if we were to connect the Lovers, the Hierophant towards your energy, they know for a fact that you were a legit choice. Like they know for a fact that you were a legit person or a legit choice. But there's something heavy about your relationship. Even though they know that you were genuinely a legit choice, it felt like too much responsibility at the time. Quiero que me monte después que me desmonte. Mami, soy tu vaquero. Dime vaquero, mami, mami, soy tu vaquero. Dime vaquero, mami, mami, soy tu vaquero. Dime vaquero, mami, mami, soy tu vaquero. Papi, eres mi vaquero. Am I your guys' vaquero? Right? I've been jamming to that song, so maybe you guys are jamming to that song too. El Malilla, right? Y la Dinastía. The Hierophant, the Lovers, the Four of Swords. It's like they legit know that you would have been such a sustainable choice for their future. Like they legit know that you were something so sustainable in the long term of things. But the Four of Swords, that becomes exhausting to carry, right? They were not ready for the responsibility that your relationship needed. That's why it makes a lot of sense why I was saying in the beginning that it genuinely felt like avoidance, avoidance, avoidance. I want to make it work. I want this to work. Why are you running? Because people only run from things that they cannot handle. You know? And it makes a lot of sense why the Four of Swords signifies exhaustion. The Lovers and the Hierophant signifies a long-term choice, because it was a long-term choice at the moment. It was a long-term choice. It was a long-term, good, stable choice at the moment that we knew for a fact that if we wanted to sustain, it would have cost a lot of exhaustion. The way that I see it with the Lovers and the Temperance being shown right here, I do feel like you guys still have some sort of energy cord. I'm not going to remove that from you guys. And the reason being, it's because the Lovers does signify a connection. The Temperance does signify the transfer, give and take of energy, right? So you guys still maybe have an energy cord very active towards each other. But the problem that's being shown right here is that I feel like they still live in their head about you, of a choice that could have gone far, but we never pushed it far, right? So I don't doubt that that energy is the energy that's presenting itself. That energy is the energy that's coming out very, very strongly as of the moment between the both of you. I would like to know exactly what energy is what energy does this person have towards my collective? Ten of Swords reversed. So they're still actively healing. No matter how long it has been, maybe a few months, maybe a year, I personally feel like they're still actively healing from your situation, right? The reason being, it's because the Ten of Swords reversed does signify that the worst is over, but it does signify that you still have those wounds in your back before you genuinely start a new journey. And then we have the Six of Pentacles. They knew they fell short. For a fact. Like they knew they felt short, and they knew that they weren't capable of reciprocating the same energy that you were willing to reciprocate to them. It became too much heavy of a responsibility. So if we read between you and we read between them, I feel like when it comes down to the end, because I feel like they think very analytical. The Hierophant. I know the Hierophant does not signify Virgo, Taurus, Gemini, but I personally do feel like the Hierophant is all about like analytical thinking, all closeted thinking, all about like in a box thinking. So I don't doubt that this person was very hyper analytical, or maybe that they were very smart in school. If they were not, it doesn't. That's just one thing that's coming out, right? But the Six of Pentacles reverse and Ten of Swords reverse, these two cards tell me that the way that you were trying to reciprocate, you would reciprocate with abundance, and they would reciprocate with lack. And I don't doubt that lately you have been learning this very strong lesson within yourself that you maybe were pouring too much into this individual and not keeping enough for yourself. And maybe this individual is starting to realize that they could have shown up better, they could have done better, they could have been better for you in some form of way. And what they took from you lost its value once you stopped giving it to them, because it started to drain away from them, right? So I definitely do want you to acknowledge that there is thinking of like, oh shit, like I did push away something that was going to be beneficial to me. And then we have the Five of Swords reverse. And the Five of Swords reverse in some cases does signify reconciliation, but the reconciliation of something mental, the reconciliation of something that no longer keeps bothering me. I no longer want this to bother me. I no longer want to hold on to this, right? So the Five of Swords being shown right here in reverse, this underlying energy comes out as I fought a battle that I never needed to fight. I started a battle that never needed to be a battle, right? And even though my avoidance, even though me walking away, even though me winning this made me feel in control, at the end I realized that it was such a worthless battle to have that I genuinely ended up pushing away one of the only people or one of the only situations that was willing to put up with my thinking and was willing to put me first, because no one else has put me first, right? And I do feel like this person does remember you for that, but I also do feel like you made it very clear to this individual that you would never give to them the way that you once did if they personally do not work for it, okay? Overall, guys, that's basically all I have for you. I truly hope you enjoyed this message. My name is Noé, el Malilla. No, I'm kidding. My name is Noé, el Vaquero. Se me cuidan mucho, cabrones. Los quiero.